So I'm standing here on the 13th floor of Rubin Hall, a first-year student residence here at NYU. This building was built in the 1920s. Our buildings had to be overheated, so we had the windows open all winter. Those windows open meant it was loud and you couldn't sleep well. We couldn't have a 13th floor because spooky. But after we've done a full renovation of this building, none of those things are true. We've put the 13th floor back.
Most of us assume 13 is a bad luck number, but I just want to set the record straight right off the bat. Actually, 13 is just a charged number. In many circles, it's actually a good luck charm. Certain Italian gambling circles consider 13 a very, very lucky number. If there are any Swifties out there, Taylor Swift, who was born on December 13th, often writes the number 13 on her hand as an homage, and she considers it a lucky number. Over half of the buildings in New York City that are over 13 stories do not have a 13th floor. As best I can tell, it traces all the way back to the origin of the skyscraper. We have a big chunk of the population that are hesitant to associate themselves with the number 13. Companies that were interested in renting out these spaces thought that maybe 13 should be skipped. It's sort of borne out that buildings that have a 13th floor in the turn of the century were the last to be let or rented out. These are beliefs that we hold that are just sort of right under our consciousness, and I have no proof other than suppositions. Although we can sort of track 13 back to Christian beliefs specifically. The Last Supper with the last gathering of Jesus and the apostles had 13 members. The last member to show up making the dinner 13 was Judas Iscariot. Most of our calendar years have 12 lunar cycles. Pythagoreans were very interested in number, and one of their magic numbers was 12. So it makes sense that 13 would be a little off. One of the last things that I think draws to 13 is the persistence of these symbolisms in sort of vernacular, subcultural, or just cultural milieus. And as I was doing research for this little bit for you today, I recalled that the tarot card, the 13th tarot card, is the death card. Was the number for the major arcana of the death card set before or after this negative association was in place? I'm not entirely sure, but I do think it bears out that this number, both good and bad luck, carries through sort of historically and is not going anywhere anytime soon.
Spooky.